Hi, hi. Wow, it is really a bit tricky, but I'd like you to explain what I'd like to send. It is, and I couldn't imagine that it's so horrible tricky to make people understand that they, in everything what they think and what they do, of course, what they say, they actually work on their own vibration. They work on their own light. They work on their own self. You create by that what you think and what you say, what you're doing. You work for your own personality. It creates yourself. That is really horrible to make other people to understand, because they are maybe a bit shocked, or they disbelieve and say no, that is not possible. No. At the end, we are all. I'm here in a crowd of people, and of course they lead me to something. That is the point. The crowd of people which you belong to lead yourself to a special point, and they bring you practically to the point that you act like them. And now take a careful look at what is around you. Is it possible, maybe, that you are in your family, with your friends, colleagues, is it possible that they have an influence on you, that you are practically driven to a kind of behavior which you actually will actually not agree with? Is it possible? And do you understand that in every word and in every thought, you actually work very eagerly on your own personality? You know, I really pay my respect for science. Definitely I do. But when the science use the science to dark other people's light, it's the wrong way. And it drives us to a pretty ghastly point. For 300 years ago, 700 years ago, it was the same. At that time, the church take care for that. And the way that they bring all people in a very, very harsh manner to believe in God, in that way they darken their light, because they always create a God which is full of punishment and full of anger and full of reverence and something like that. Here we have to understand one thing. Everybody comes out of the light. That the light is his origin. He was born out of light. And the more he undertakes every step to go far away from the light, and the more he is outside from that, the bigger the distance is. And the more everything is surround us is very cloudy. It's getting dark and it's getting cold. And when everything surround us is dark and cold, our attention goes to how can I get the best for me, and we start to fight. And especially this fight bring us even more away from our inner self. Our inner self is pure light. It's not necessary to worry about that. Everybody is. It is only the question if we practically do a lot of things and bring everything in motion, which darkens our light immediately and very strong in a long time. That's why everything seems so unbelievable, actually, and somehow everybody seems to higgledy-piggledy and everything, and no one is really sure about himself. I mean, as long as I don't know that I especially myself, my own person, is practically light, nothing else. And in my light, in my vibration, which is very high, because I choose it, I want to have a high vibration, nothing else. So I know my vibration is high, my light must be very bright, and in my light, everything vanish, everything break down, everything disappear, which darken my mind, my soul, my thoughts, practically which darken my person. Everything goes away. The stronger my light is. Full stop. That's it. Dot. Exclamation point. Exclamation point. You see, it is not possible to bring other people to do something for you, unless you bring the other people under your control. That is something what we managed to do thousands of years. We try to control other people. And now here comes my shy question, almost a whisper. Why don't you control yourself? Why you don't control your own self, your own light? Why not? Everything which causes anger, fury, helplessness, fear, everything what causes a very uncomfortable feeling comes out from the dark. And it is up to us to bring everything in the light, to the light again. And that's what we have to do here. That's why we're here. There is no other reason for. Of course, we can choose the way. Maybe somebody is beautiful in mathematics, or somebody is beautiful in painting, somebody is perfect to write books, or somebody else is perfect to repair machines or something like that. But whatever way, whatever he undertake, whatever he do, he will do it in order to bring his own light to shine. And you bring your light to shine when you are happy, or when you have a good temper, when you have a nice smile, or if you have a brilliant way to talk with other people, and so in that way that they feel a bit comforted and a bit that you can lift them up. That's the point. For that, we need a high vibration. You can believe me that. Once and for sure. You see, now it is not so easy, actually, to say, okay, then I bring my light to shining again. Yeah, good idea. I want to have a very bright white light. Point. Good. Yes. But now you have to take a look very carefully. What kind of the things what give you pleasure? Do you have a secret, let's say, are you a bit scornful maybe? Are you maybe a bit that you like it when somebody else suffer? A lot of people do that. A lot of people like that. They are practically happy when other people find themselves in a pretty ghastly mess. I don't think that I have to explain it very, very. That I have to explain it very, very exact. I mean, we all know people, gossip, for example. When people love gossip, and in that way that they always can chat about them, about people, and always start to mock about them and poke fun about them, especially when they when something isn't very something works for them not very, very good, and then people start to mock about it or something like that. That is exactly the point. When people are to poke fun about other people because they're happy that they have an unluck in whatever way, there we have it. That darken our light. So funny, so funny it is, yeah. So we have to look very carefully and take a very close look to ourselves, not to other people. It is actually not necessary to look at other people and always to analyze what they do or what they not do. That is actually not our business. Our business is our own light. And as long we nurse our light, I think all the time, my light is I want to have a bright light. I want to have a high vibration. And in this high vibration, in this bright light, everything vanished immediately, which darkened my light. And everything vanished would bring me in anger, or which would make me furious, or which make me angry, and which make me even what makes me mockful, and I mock about somebody, and which make me criminal or something like that. That is something what goes away from me immediately. The higher vibration is. It is really not so easy to take in, because it drives us away from everything which make me believe that somebody is maybe guilty to that what bring me harm, or what give me some uncomfortable minutes or days or months. That is not the fault of other people. The fault is mine when I have a resonance for it. You see, when I have a resonance for that I can get, let's say, robbed or beaten or something like that, then it is no wonder at all that somebody who has a resonance to beat other people dart to me. That is quite clear. That's logical. That's why I always try to tell you, get a higher vibration, and you get immediately a higher vibration if you really want to have one. When you always, let's say every half an hour of a day, when you're aware, when you wake, when you always increase your own vibration, in that way that you say, I want to have a higher vibration, so that what happened just a minute ago to me never happen again. It was maybe my fault because my resonance was like that, but that doesn't matter. I remember a song from David Bowie, a hit from David Bowie called Zeros, and the refrain was always, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you try to do. It doesn't matter what you are. Not what you are, but where you go. It doesn't matter at all. It really doesn't matter. What matters is how bright your own light is, and you can increase, and you can bring up your light very, very maybe not easy, but it is a way to get rid of everything what darken you. And please forgive me, but you are the one and only person who have really interest in yourself. I mean, another guy next to you maybe is interested in you, maybe not. Maybe he take care for you, maybe not. But what is really important, that you care for you. Do everything what you can do to bring your light in a higher vibration, to make it more bright, make it more shining. And honestly, I'm not the spokesman of God, but you can believe me one thing. A God does the same. God is actually nothing more, but strong, white, bright light. A very, very strong, bright, white light. A very strong, bright, white light. In this light, everything melted away, everything vanished, everything break down, what is even only possibly ready for to darken the light, able to dark light, impossible. Everything what is kind of pleasure, joy, happiness, freedom, peace, everything happened that. Joy, happiness, peace, freedom happen only in light, not in the darkness. In the darkness, everything breaks down, and everything get a very, very nasty face. And everything what comes out of the darkness becomes a very, very queer, uncomfortable, and very, very ugly face. It is not so nice. Of course, there's something in the middle. There's one thing very, very dark. Here's something very, very bright, very, very shining bright. And there's something in between. The closer you are in the dark, the bigger are the problems. The closer you are to the light, desto brighter and lighter is your own life. And I think you will agree with me that it's much more easier, more comfortable, and more lovely to be very close to the light. And for that, you have one thing to do, one thing only. Take care for yourself and bring everything in a high vibration by your own thoughts, because you can think. That is something what separates us from animals, as far we know. As far we know, a fish or a bird or what can't think in that way that he find everything what he likes. We don't know it. Maybe he does, but how shall we know? But we know that we can think. And we know that our way of thinking often was a bit queer. And it was maybe not so successful. But I think it would be a fine idea if we start to have more success in our life. But not only to have success in our life, that we make our lives to a success. Success is always when something is bright light. No question about it. And it doesn't mean that you don't that you have to push away everything which gives you pleasure. For heaven's sake, no. You can have parties, you can have good talks, you can have friends, you can have a nice evening, you can spend an evening with a fine movie or something like that. Yeah, but take care that what brings you in a good mood, in a good feeling, and a higher tune, that is something which darkened no one's tune. And it isn't helpful at all to darken our other people's tune. That's all about. Come into the tune with your higher self, with God, with your guiding angels or something. Just come into a higher tune. So everything goes away which darken and belittle your own tune. In that way, when you help other people to darken or to belittle your own tune, when you help other people by that, in that way that you always agree that somebody is very cruel to you, then you help not only your own tune to fall down, but you help also the other tune to fall down. Why shall you help other people to darken themselves? There's no reason for. Unless you don't know it. But now you know. And maybe now you start to understand what your task in our life really is. And you can believe me that. It takes a bit, maybe 2 or 3 days, until we get that down. Oh, my thoughts, and no thoughts is allowed to darken my light. Wow, that's a task, huh? That's really a task. But I think you can manage it, because you want. I think so. I hope so. And, well, we have to give us a try, to give it a start. It won't, it make your way at the end lighter, brighter, easier. But before it starts to get easy, we have really to understand that we get the echoes from earlier times. There was a time where we have been pretty nasty. Look in our history books. That was what we saw in our history books, what happened for 50 years ago, or 100 years ago, or 200 years ago, or 1,000 years ago. That was us. We have been that. We have been the crowd. Yeah, come, go. Let's go into the fire. Burn him. Crucify him. Take his head off, and something like that. It was us. We were that. We were the guys who keep slaves or something like that. It was us. But it is a development. It is a development from the dark into the light. And I think we can help that, give him a good push, if we are determined to bring ourselves in a higher vibration, in order that we can't harm other people again, and in order that we don't get harmed by other people again. It would be very, very fantastic if you can understand that. Please forgive me, but my English lessons are 40 years ago. And by the way, I asked somebody to talk with me English, but he refused, and so I have to learn it by myself. And I hope it was so successful that you can at least an idea from that when I'm talking to you. Please. I'm talking to you. And what is more, your Holy Spirit, your own Holy Spirit, your own higher self, the original from yourself, is talking to you all the time. I only give you a little hint, that's all. But you, your own higher self, your guardian angel, your God, whoever, give you always a little push in that direction. Let your light become brighter. That is what a God does. He is only light. In His light, everything is shining. And there are some people who believe in guardian angels. And they ask for a guardian angel. Okay, then comes a guardian angel. They come really an angel. And now they make a big, big mistake. That's really a fault. Let's say you get a higher angel, Archangel Michael or Raphael or something like that, and they come in contact to them. Possibly, yes, maybe, of course, it's possible. Okay, then he comes. Let's say a colleague of his comes. And then they start to blame, to blame other people. They start and to complain and complain and complain and complain. I tell you what, an angel is not very interested in your complainings. Not at all. And he don't give a damn. And I know that sounds cruel, but honestly, and it is like that. An angel is not interested, has no interest in your complainings. He can help you. He is there to help you to become light again. And to be light means that you understand everything, that you can read everything, that you understand mathematics, and that you understand physics. A bright head. Then you become a bright head, a clever head, and that you can think again. And everything what you think emerge, and it brings up a high vibration and a bright, bright white light. That's the point. That's where you dart in it. You dart to that. And since we get this offer to have an easier life, to have no problems at all, and every problem what you have will solve out brilliantly, that is something what you can have. You can pick up this chance. All what you have to do is to ask your higher self, your angel, your guiding angel, God, whoever, please bring myself, me, in a higher vibration. Please bring my light to shine. Make my life brighter. You will understand sooner or later that it's all about. You can believe it or not. I hope that you can understand that. It's the secret of life. You can believe in that. I wish you much, much, much success. Start in this very moment. I close this video now. When I find there. Okay. And try. Good luck.